What's happening, people?
Chilling.
What'd you say, Eddie?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Well, I got some good news. I got a telephone call from a past client yesterday. They found a home on Zillow that they really liked, and they sent it to me saying, "John, can we take a look at this?" I haven't heard from this person in a little while, but I've been keeping in touch with them periodically, and I actually just sent them out a thinking of you card through AM Cards. And I guess that was just one of those things, because I know that everyone started receiving them yesterday. And that was one of those things that probably just triggered, hey, you know what, let's start talking about buying a property. So, of course, when I went online, that home that they found on Zillow went pending 3 weeks ago, and Zillow just wasn't updated.
Of course.
But it was an opportunity to share my app and set up a buyer's consultation with her and her husband. So this is the renter that I know I told you about, that that first deal was $500. I got like $500 in total commission, and she's kept referring me over and over and over and over more pieces of business. So she came back for more. So I love repeat business.
Congrats, buddy.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So the aha from that experience?
Stay in touch with people.
Should every one of your clients, so is it okay if I coach you on this?
Go ahead. I'll coach you on something.
Yeah. So the aha from that experience is that every one of your past clients doesn't have your app in hand.
Yeah, good call.
And so that's part of your strategy with the touches, to reach out and touch them and make sure that they're using their app and sharing their app to people who are looking for homes, looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate.
Michael, another good aha, I would say, is giving the same love to no matter how small the client is today.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. We all are guilty of all of these things, and we continue to be, right? So no one is without sin. Right? But we all work towards getting better at this, right? No one's perfect in the eyes of command. So we all need to work on getting better at that, getting better at our clients, and give ourselves more opportunity. This is clear to me every time we have a conversation. I realize where I see somebody else is missing something, and I learn where I'm missing something, right? So we can all do better and get our health scores up to 100%. So we've got a few, I guess we might as well get started. So today, ironically enough, I'm teaching the segment about marketing. And marketing is not an area that I put a lot of time and energy in. So you guys say, oh, this makes me uncomfortable, when we're doing role play or we're doing other things. And the idea is that we all need to get out of our comfort zone, right? So this is putting me outside of my comfort zone, right? Ultimately, my marketing consists of pricing the home exactly right? And if you price a home right, you're good. You're good to go. So you don't have to spend any money on marketing because the property markets itself. However, marketing plays a role, and there's a place for it in our business. So today we're going to talk a little bit about you're going to look at your marketing profile across command, across the marketing pieces that you may send out, across your website, to make sure you should be, if you don't have your website set up yet, and this comes from an unevolved tech person, we were able to look at Jay's videos, and we were able to piece together and pause his video and make the adjustments and pause the video and make the adjustments to get our websites up and running, then connect it across our apps and make sure that they're working, right? I'll talk to you about a simple part of marketing, like the simplest part. And it's the one that just, so if I could say it annoys me the most when I call other realtors. How's your voicemail? How's your voicemail that you leave on your phone when people call you?
I just
I don't
changed
see any. Okay.
I
All
changed
right.
it. So now it's thank you for calling Griselda Ramos. I'm Keller Williams. Please leave your name and number. And make it a great day, like the whole spiel, but friendlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And so my pet peeve, my biggest one is when I call a realtor and it says, you've reached 954, blah, 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 blah. That is like the worst thing ever. So make sure you have a voicemail. It says who you are, what you do. Your emails, when it sends it out, I don't care. So I have my email signatures set up to go across all 3 emails that I use. And in every one, the signature is the same. It lets them know that I'm in real estate. So when I'm answering an email from school, from my kids' teachers, or whoever it is, every one goes back letting them know I'm in real estate. And it should always be this way, guys. Every communication should connect them with the fact that you're a realtor, right? So simple things like that. Text messages. I'll show you something that you guys can figure out a little bit later. So I'm going to text John DiMartino. I don't know if you can see that. That's John cutting his wife's hair. That's what that picture is. But I'm going to just text 2 letters in here. MK. MK. And then press the space bar and send it. And this is what comes out. Okay, so it says, Mike Trelongo, Keller Williams Realty, Assistant Team Leader, ALC Agent Leadership Council, Growth and Retention Co-Chair, KW Cares Foundation, Director, 501c3, Mike Trelongo at kw.com. This is marketing, guys. When somebody sends you something, so, oh, okay, blah, 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 and then put in those 2 letters and send it. And that's, now they're going to think, okay, that's my signature. That's my text signature that I send to everyone. Simple, right? Pretty easy. This little thing, 2 letters, is marketing. It lets them know what I do. And yeah, there's some extra cool stuff next to it, right? If you have a designation that you've received from the board or anything like that, it can go in there as well, right? It can say buyer's agent, buyer specialist, or listing specialist. You can put whatever you want in there.
You could also put links in there, right, Mike?
You can absolutely put links in there, links to your website, links to your app. These can all be added in there. That's a great point, Eddie. Matter of fact, now I'm thinking I don't have a link to my app in there, and I should.
Yeah, absolutely.
And during today's conversation, we're going to be able to differentiate the difference between marketing and prospecting. We talked about that yesterday. We're going to talk about it more today. These sessions overlap, and the same message is given because repetition is the mother of skill. And you know, so I'm a product of that. I believe in that. Been going to role play every day for the last 3 years because I know how important it is to get something right, to do it often enough to where you can't get it wrong. So we're going to talk about the methods of marketing, identify characteristics, pros and cons, and use specific cases. Today we are not going to create a piece in designs. However, I want everyone, after we discuss it, to go in there and actually work on designs. How many, by a show of hands or thumbs up for those of you who are off camera, how many have you gone into Command and have done a design for an open house, uh, flyer, something to promote your property? So I see 3 hands go up, 4. Okay, so 4 hands. So,
When you
okay.
mean by design, do you mean like a buyer's guide and a seller's guide? Is that what you're talking about? Like that's on
It can be
Command or
anything. Yeah, it can be anything in designs.
okay.
You could have put together a flyer. Okay, so there's 5. There's 5, and it's not enough. You should be in there and messing around with that stuff, right? You should be doing it. If you don't have a property to list, you should have held you should, have at least gone in there and put together something that you want to email out to your groups, right? We talked about that days ago. Talked about how to tag people and put them in specific groups. Say again, Jen?
I said, feel free to use my listing if you want
Yes.
to promote it.
Good,
Help me
good
sell
point.
it.
Yeah. So you should be going in there and working with that technology, designing flyers for yourself, for your business, emailing those out to groups that you know. Those groups are identified by tags that you've put on those people, and sending them out group specific. So, so can somebody summarize what marketing is, just in your thoughts?
It's basically putting your try to put your product out there, that people want to buy, or want to be a part of, so you're as a realtor, we're marketing our business, we're marketing ourselves like, hey, I want to be the one to represent you to whether you buy or you sell your home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Promoting yourself as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So it's a lead generation effort. It's passive, right? It can cost money. You're attracting leads and hoping that they come to you through this marketing effort. So it is passive. It's completely passive. There are things that you can do to make it less passive. You know, you can attach a link um, for your website or for your app, and that way you can capture some. There are ways to make it less passive, but at the end of the day, it's passive. So there's strategies for business. You can do what most agents do, and you can wait and put some of this stuff out there so that you don't have to be involved. And you'll get some business at some point. Or you can take another strategy and be proactive, and you can lead generate through the old-fashioned contact sport of real estate, right? You're shaking hands and kissing babies. And I know that that's right now not the right thing. And you get the difference, prospecting versus marketing. We always want to be prospecting based, especially in a shift. It's definitely prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Many people, so the cool thing is that for you guys, if your mindset is where mine is, or in this market, I'll even say if your mindset's in the right place, if you are prospecting based and marketing enhanced, you're going to have a huge leg up over everyone, because in the best of markets, most people are marketing based and prospecting enhanced. So it gives you a huge opportunity. John, I said it right, huge with an H.
With an H.
Gives you a huge opportunity over those others that are not, right? I mean, if it weren't true, then how would I, as a new agent, have come up so in the ranks of agents by just calling strangers. I'm not the best in the world, not the best looking or the brightest. So there's something to it. I just reached out and I called people instead of making, you know, Facebook ads and marketing pieces and hoping that somebody would call me. And if done right, those things will work when you're prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
So you want to be able to get into designs and start playing around with it and use it, because then when you have an opportunity and something you see says, okay, seize the day, this is a time for a marketing piece. It may be today, right? You may talk about what you know is happening in MLS, what you know is you heard on somebody else's Zoom call, right? Maybe it was Shift Pivot, maybe it was John Dietz, and they said something and you thought, wow, I should get that out to my clients so they understand what's happening. Go into design, put the piece together, and send it out quickly to everybody you have in your data bank, right? So there's an opportunity, and if you're not familiar with command and you're not familiar with designs, this may take you a really long time. So while we have time, let's get these things. Let's use these tools and be proficient so that when next time you have this, oh, wow, that's a great idea, you can just go in, boop, 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 do it, and send it out. Easy. So practice makes perfect. Time on task over time. That's why Jay Cermak can put together a piece in 2 minutes that looks like amazing because he practices. All right. So I've learned that I got to practice on that just as much as I do on my scripts and so on and so forth. So, oh, I should probably share my screen. All right. Give me a second. I didn't even wait for John to tell me, but I know that I'm doing this wrong. So talk amongst yourselves.
I kind of actually already texted you a little while ago. You missed it. Don't worry though, because I actually did the same thing yesterday. I actually started describing a slide that was in front of me.
It's because you guys are so gung-ho to teach us and very passionate about it. It's like
You just skip
I like
that
what you're
step.
saying. Yeah, I like what you're saying. Make excuses for me, Griselda, please. I need the help.
In fact, I just texted John to talk to him later, only because I don't know how to share the screen yet. So I says, before my class starts tomorrow, can we talk?
Yeah. I sent you an invite for later on today.
Okay, thanks.
Wow, this is running a little on the slow side. Bear with me. There we go. Oh, I'm like a professional at this. It's awesome. All right. So, what do we know about marketing, right? I like the fact that it's prospecting at the base. That's like, so that makes total sense to me. There's your base, prospecting, marketing at the very top, which if I take percentages, that's like 20% maybe, right?
Yep.
And it has a little magnet icon. Yeah, yeah. And so it has the little magnet icon. So this is attracting people to you, right? So all of that makes good sense. Let me go ahead and want to see more of you guys. So I'm going to expand my. I like to see your reactions when you're like, ooh, ah, oh yeah, that makes sense. There you go. Yeah. All right. So it's money intensive. It's passive. Long-term results. And you guys talked about that yesterday. You know, this can take a while, and it can fool you also, right? So it can fool you because you may see that, oh wow, I did this, and 2 months later I got to buy it, right? And 2 months later I got to list it, and then you expect that it goes that way, and that's probably one of the worst things that can happen to you is you do your marketing and all of a sudden get some business from it right away. So it's kind of like going fishing, and on the first cast you catch a fish. That's like the kiss of death. It's just not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you get that business off of marketing and you didn't know, and you hadn't been in one of these classes, and you're not talking with instructors that are giving you the right information, you think that's how I do real estate. This is it. This is the key. You just keep sending out this ad and it'll work. Generally, marketing, it is long term. It's time intensive, and it takes a while to build up a following. Like John said yesterday, you get these postcards in the mail, and you know you're like, no, I don't need it. No, I don't need it. No, I don't need it, until the day that you need it, and then magic, right? So when we look at it the other way, prospecting is time intensive. It's proactive, and you get immediate results, right? So immediate results. When I heard that, I was like, okay, what's this marketing thing? Let me move this out of my way and get on to prospecting. And that works. So I could prove to you that in my business it worked. Now, I neglected marketing. Shouldn't have, because I probably missed some business there, right? I definitely missed some business. There's no question that I missed some business. But I was getting enough business from prospecting that I didn't care. I challenge you to do it the other way, right? So I was wrong, and ultimately I was okay because I was right? But I challenge you to do it the other way. Only do marketing and don't prospect, and see if your business will be okay. So don't do that. Don't accept my challenge. You need to focus on being proactive on the prospecting part and have a great marketing platform, which Command has given us. I mean, the cool thing is that a guy like me who doesn't know what they're doing as far as marketing or Facebook ads or whatever, we've got a platform now that I can run an ad and get results that are without question cheaper than any other lead source in the world today. So it's a tremendous opportunity for you. So prospecting and marketing. We know that prospecting is the one that we need to focus on, and marketing is the other 20%. 80% prospecting, 20% marketing. That's a good mix. So what are some examples of marketing that you've seen or that you're familiar with? And this can be in any industry. Just come out with examples of what you've seen that's been effective to you. Your turn.
Commercials.
Okay, be specific. Which ones and why did they catch your attention? Or
A Coke commercial is always good. You know, everyone likes seeing a polar bear.
sure. And so if I said to a room of 100 people, you know, name a popular soda, I'm going to say 100 will say Coke, right? And you know, I'm a Mountain Dew guy, so that's a Pepsi product. I get kind of like bummed when they don't have Mountain Dew. That being said, when it's time to have a cocktail, I like a Jack and Coke. Jack and Pepsi doesn't cut it.
I guess
Right?
the Budweiser commercial is always good.
Right. So Clydesdales, right? Yes, right. You could just already see them pulling a sleigh when you say Budweiser. You're picturing this big giant horses pulling that sleigh, and yeah, because they stick with you, right? And a good ad will do that. So anybody else?
Flyers or the
Sure. And
postcards that you get?
in real estate or just in general?
Mainly in real estate, but I guess you get, air conditioning companies send them out as well. So a lot of different companies use them.
Right. And so the air conditioning one that immediately comes to mind as soon as you say that is your wife is hot.
Yes.
Right? So there's something to it, right?
Yes.
When they do it well, you remember it.
Correct.
You'll get a chuckle out of it.
Yes.
I think the ones with the jingles too, right? Like the Hewlett commercial. I like saying the just call Hewlett all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird.
So when we're putting out marketing pieces, they have to have a little bit of something to them that makes them remember you. Something that is just specific to you. Because everybody's putting out real estate stuff. Everyone. We get them. My wife gets them. She used to get them from somebody in our office, and he's no longer with our office. But she was like, "Oh my God, this guy doesn't stop." And I was like, okay, listen, this is how he does his business, a lot of it. However, he was sending a lot of marketing. However, he was on the phone, hardcore, right? He built himself a good business, but he was on the phone hardcore. So he was marketing enhanced, and I was like, you know what? The guy's doing a lot of business, so he can afford to go ahead and pay for the town. And that stopped, and so his business has slowed down with both parts, right? So what that tells you is that you've got to be consistent. You can't just send it out for a couple of months and then not send it out for 6 months and then send it out for a couple of months. It needs to be every month. And if you're not closing transactions and you're not leading with revenue, then you shouldn't be sending it in at all. Okay, because if you can't keep up with it, and you don't have a nest egg that's going to continue to keep you hitting those same mailboxes every month without fail, don't start, because you're going to throw money away. Because John just told you, they're opening the mail over their trash can. And until they need it, it's going straight in the trash can. So it needs to be there constantly, consistently. And if you're going to say, here's my budget, make sure that whatever that budget is, you can hit that area for a year at minimum. And if you can't hit that area, shorten, and you still want to market. So to be specific, let's talk about your subdivision that you live in. Keep it small. Right? If you could hit that area for a year straight with a marketing plan and a budget that works, cool, do it. Because you want to be the expert in your neighborhood, and you want to hit those people over and over and over and over again. And what's something that would resonate? So yeah, real estate by your neighbor for our neighbors. Something that lets them know that you live there, right? That you're just not sending it out from anywhere. You want to have a connection. There's got to be a something that connects you to them, especially in your subdivision. Or if you have more money, macro, like within a few subdivisions of where you live in a specific area. So you can do that, and you can do it effectively if you start with prospecting. And again, I'm not going to beat up those guys who had said, I came into this from another business. I have X amount of money that I'm going to put in marketing. Good, go. That's revenue that you had from some other business, and you're willing to spend it for that. Cool. And prospect. right? So who do we prospect with, right? So let's look at the differences between prospecting, um, both, and just marketing. So who do we prospect with? The phone, face to face. Cool thing is, whenever I would teach this in the market center, I would have to substitute everything because I'd be like, oh, just listen, get on the phone. And I'm like, I'm sorry, phone is a placeholder for whatever you guys want to do. So if you want to do PTA or this group or church, or you want to, have a meeting for this or that, now I don't have to substitute anything because just get on the phone. So it makes it really easy for me. That being said, I've seen people do this in a lot of different ways. They've done it with networking groups. So I knew one guy who built a $10 million a year business with 3 networking groups. He never got on the phone to prospect to anyone, right? These are things that will be possible again. Matter of fact, they may be really important. So that's an idea where you can reach out to people, vendors that you know, reach out to vendors that you don't know, and create networking groups, because those people that are out of business are going to want to get back into it pretty quick. And how much better would it be if you had a team of people who were all designated to help each other grow their business, right? So he did a $10 million business by attending and hosting 3 networking groups. And that was his whole thing. So they would meet once a week, and they would share ideas with each other. Other people belong to huge tribes, right? Those tribes could be sports teams, church groups, PTAs, be somebody that's working at a school, and so on. These are ideas of how you can prospect to other bases. But we're going to prospect by the phone or face to face, listings without agency. So this is your for sale by owners, your expireds. Circle prospecting, neighborhoods, apartment complexes, recently sold listings, recently listed properties. Um, and I said it yesterday, and I'll stand by this again today, and I'll say it as well. Doesn't have to be your listing. Doesn't even have to be a listing within Keller Williams. A home just sold in your neighborhood. A property just went up for sale in your neighborhood. And I was wondering, who else do you think looking to sell, right? A home just sold, and there were more buyers than actually, you know, the person who made the contract on the house. Good news for them. They got that beautiful house in your nice neighborhood, and there was more buyers who wanted to buy a home in here. So who else do you know that's looking to buy? That's looking to sell their house, sorry. Right? And that is face-to-face prospecting. So you can have conversations with them, talk to them about how long they lived in the neighborhood, right? And so why do we ask how long you'd live in the neighborhood?
Because if you just bought the house, you're probably not going to sell it anytime soon.
Well, yes.
Also because they would know like the history of what's been happening in the neighborhood, like how long have they lived there, how fast people have bought into the neighborhood or moved out, so kind of have an idea like how fast the market moves in there.
So let me change your mindset on that. And yes, you're both correct. I ask because I want to determine what kind of lead you are. Are you a right now lead, or are you a follow-up? Are you a database lead?
Or ABC.
Yeah, exactly. So I am thinking, okay, if you live there for a year, this is a long-term database relationship that I'm shooting for. I know what script I'm using with you, right? And if you tell me that you lived there for 15 or 17 years, I'm going to have a totally different conversation with you. Oh, wow. So kids are grown out of the house? Yeah, you still got a 5.3? Yeah, no. So if you lived here that long, you've got a good amount of equity built up. What's your plan for the future? When, do you think you'll continue staying in the 5.3, or, if you were to move, where would you go? So that's a powerful question. If you were to move, where would you go? Because they have an idea, a thought in their mind, and if they don't you're planning one. And if they share that with you, then my next question is when. You know, kids are grown, they're out of the house, maybe they're at college, you're waiting to make sure that they actually finish up and move on in the world so you don't have to, you know, have them back at the house. What does that look like? What's the time frame for that, right? These questions are to determine what bucket these leads fall in for you and which conversation you should have with them. So community outreach, charities, volunteer work. Volunteer work and charities, just so you know, guys, this is something that you do and you don't expect anything. Okay? Just do it. Good things will happen. Don't go, you know what, I've been doing this for 6 months and this is like ridiculous. Nothing's coming. That's not the purpose of you doing what you're doing. The purpose is to make you feel really good about yourself. And promise you, stick it out long enough and you're helping people and people will want to help you.
Hey, Mike, on that
Yes.
note, my girlfriend and I are helping out a charity today that's volunteering, delivering, bagging groceries for families in need. It's up in West Palm. It's called Helping Hands. If anybody wants
Yeah, I've heard of
to
them.
join in every Tuesday, okay, please,
Yeah.
you can go on my Facebook page, the info. Just if you can help out, it would be great.
Yeah, it's fantastic and good for you because it's important that we reach out. And I got to tell you, whenever I do something volunteer for, you know, a food drive or like we did backpacks for the lacrosse team, backpacks for our kids at schools that were, the kids were underprivileged and they didn't have money for backpacks to go to school. You know, so the whole lacrosse team, we got together and we put together like hundreds of backpacks and so on with all the school supplies in, and every pick and pack to put in there just felt good when you completed something that somebody's going to receive, you know? And I don't, so I didn't get anything out of there except for the good that it gave me. And I promise you, the universe gave me something. Maybe it was a piece of business and it came because I did that and not from those people. Like I said, you'll always get something. So stop looking and just receiving. Right? So key relationships, corporations, builders, banks, third-party data processing companies, investors. So these are relationships that you're going to build throughout the process. If you don't know the people that you're spending money with, then get to know them or pick somebody else to be a provider for those services that you're one-on-one with. If I am giving my CPA business, he better be thinking about me when he hears somebody about talking about real estate.
Hey, Mike, do you have
Yeah.
a conversation with those professionals about it? Like, hey,
Yep.
I'm going to send you business, but I want the same relationship.
Yep. Hey, listen, so I'll call them up when I do refer them, and and I'll say, hey, listen, I have been using you for 15 years, and you know I've sent you a number of referrals. I'm a real estate agent, and you know I could really use your help to grow my business. Can I count on you to refer me anyone you hear talking about real estate? Would you go ahead and give me their number? Put me in contact. Would you be okay referring them to me? Right? And if they say no, I already have somebody who I send all that business to. Okay, that's cool. So would you consider, you know, passing me along some of that business? And if they say straight up no, okay, all right. Well, I appreciate that conversation. And the next call is going to be finding out who my sphere of influence knows that's doing a great job with accounting. And I'm going to find somebody who's not connected to another realtor. and that's who's going to be doing my taxes, because I'm looking for somebody that's going to refer me business, or at least agree to refer me some of it, right? So when I talk to people who do my shutters, when I talk to people who have my insurance, when I talk to anybody who's doing any service where I'm paying them money, I'm looking for that same referral, especially people that I refer, right? I refer you because I think you do a fantastic job, and I would love it if you would help me out and refer me some business as well. Can I count on you for that? Yes, great, cool. Let me pop by and get some business cards, because I'm putting together another list of vendors for, this coming hurricane season, right? Pop by, get some of their cards, give them some of mine. And then I'm going to call them, put them on a quarterly call plan, and I'm going to put it on the 36 touch. And this is another database relationship that I'm going to check on the same way I would for any other lead, but I'm going to have a specific conversation with them about referrals, right? Because we're in business. So anywhere that you have teaching and speaking opportunities is another way to prospect. So I know that some people in this group have done like first-time buyer programs. Keisha, did you do one of those? Keisha's on mute and maybe on the phone.
Yes,
So,
I did help Danielle. In the end, she needed some contacts and help, so I did help her with her first-time home buyer.
okay,
Seminar.
so you've organized one of those. Yeah, you've organized one of those. And Alan, I saw you unmuted yourself, so let me hear what you're adding.
Well, I was going to ask, yesterday, John mentioned something called kellerinc.com. And then under resources, it had like maybe scripts on how you would run a class like that. I tried to look for that website. I couldn't find it. To see if maybe, John, you could jump in, help me out.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that link, and I'll go and put it in the chat box.
Thanks.
All right, so meals. So Alan and Brizelda, right up your alley. This is opportunity. It's funny because every time we ask that question, how do you eat an elephant? I'm like, ask these two, because I'm sure there's a recipe. Like there's a way to make this. Door-to-door canvassing, right? Networking events, booths or kiosks, walk-ins, which there's not a lot of walk-ins in our business, right? We're in a technological age. We're not seeing that happening anymore as much, and it still does, right? From time to time, blue moon. But let's talk about booths and kiosks. I know that people have gone to events here in Coral Springs when they own, and they get a booth and they get raffle tickets and questionnaire cards. And I know that's a great way to meet like 100 people in a day. I've not personally done one of these. I know that people have done it. Lisa Stannard, who is, Lisa Stannard has done that, who is, yeah, she says she's shy or whatever, but she like stand out there and she takes it on the chin. She's like, all right, I am so scared and I'm going to do this. What did you say, Jen?
No, I was saying Lisa and Deb typically have a booth together. They do it,
Yeah.
Coconut Creek Butterfly Festival every year.
Yeah, and she's going to do it anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so both prospecting and marketing is in the center, geographic and demographic farming. So we're going to farm with postcards, and then we're going to go out and door knock those farm areas. So we're going to door knock, get the information, and say hello, introduce yourself, have a conversation with them. Next thing you know, next month they receive a postcard, and a postcard, and a postcard, and a postcard, and then a quarter has gone by, and you go back out and knock on those doors, right? So demographic, if I'm looking at this, I'm going to think about, I'm looking for homes, I'm looking to hit areas that have a higher turnover rate than at least 6%, 6 to 7% turnover rate every year. And I want to focus on those people that have lived there, because some people focus their efforts, because you can do this. You can split hairs on this and say, I'm not going to send postcards to anybody who's been in their home for less than 3 years. And only going to send it over 3 years. And we know that people move out before then too. It's just not as high a number. So you can play that hopscotch, and I would send it to everybody, because you never know what's going to happen with people. So events that are both prospecting and marketing based, open houses, seminars, contests, client appreciation. These center ones, in my opinion, are extremely powerful, right? Networking, sphere, past clients, allied resources, agents. So other agents, networking with other agents, I've not been super good at. And I see the value, not only because we have the gift in Keller Williams of profit share. This is a tremendous opportunity. And be careful with that. Don't just be throwing up Keller Williams, because we are, from the inside out, we're hard to explain, and from the outside in, we're hard to understand.
Mike,
Just
can I share
be
a little bit on the
yes,
networking?
please, Eddie. Yes.
I started going religiously when I joined KW to reunions, and I started meeting agents and collecting the business cards and sending them on Facebook and so forth, which led me to create a networking group where all those people started accumulating, and they invited their friends and their friends and their friends. And now I created that group into a 17,000 agents group, KW.
Wow.
And I get at least 12 listing referrals from there a year, not doing anything. 12 is minimum.
12 listings.
12 is minimum.
Wow. So how many would like to have 12 a year, period? There's 12 a year just as a side.
Yep.
Yeah, hands are going up. Legs are lighting up. So that's a fantastic aha there. So what did you, so I don't want to jump out of that real quick. How did you start this network?
Well, I was told there are referral groups on KW, but if you don't know anybody, you could raise your hand that I want this listing referral, but nobody's going to recommend you. So you have to build relationship with these people. Yeah. So I started asking people, how do this Mike gets 10 people say, use Mike. What is the secret? And they said they meet them. They created a family effect within these groups. They constantly see each other, and they are like becoming friends more than just acquaintances.
Yeah.
So with that concept, I created the group, and I make sure that if I know my services Coral Springs, and somebody in my group is saying, in California, who do you know in Coral Springs I could use? I'm connecting those people. So that comes back to you.
Believe it or not, I'm here listening to the coaching, and it's funny that you're saying that, Eddie. I've been texting with a group that I just became a part of with Keller Williams, one of them being in Jersey, the other one being in Utah, and the other one, I forgot what other state she's in, but we decided to connect and to build a relationship and, a rapport. So this Saturday, because we want to keep each other accountable and empower each other, we're going to start the Shift Book Club, so it's just amazing that you're mentioning that. I'm like, okay, so wait a minute, I'm on the right track.
Yep. There's a lot of resources like that out there. We just have to explore and take our business to the next level.
Yeah, and so when I hear that, I hear the word tribe. You're creating your own tribe. So that's in everything you do, right? So that's at your kids' sports, cooking clubs, church groups, and so on. You create your own tribes. So absolutely. So I'm not going to go into the marketing thing. You can read that on your own. If I was to focus on anything here, it would definitely be that hardcore center line. right? Because that's going to get you immediate business.
Yep.
Immediate business.
Yep.
The left side, I'm going to focus on everything there because that's about immediate business, and going to focus on the marketing side too. If I have the resources and I'm leading with revenue, I'm going to do farming with postcards, emails. That's all part of it. I'm not going to focus on everything there, and you can see where the value is in the center and the left, and you can see where the value is on just a few parts of the right.
You know, Mike, I think one of the biggest, Mike, I'm sorry to cut you off. I think one of the biggest takeaways from this is there's obviously more than one way to skin a cat, right? There's, you know, there's so many different ways to get business, right? And a lot of times we tend to overcomplicate things, right? And say, I have to only make telephone calls or I have to only do this. And if we were just to think a little bit bigger, there's so many different ways. And that slide just shows, I mean, how many things that you can do in order to get new business. And especially in a shifting market, one of the biggest things we need to keep in mind right now is now more than ever, it's important to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Right, build your business off those items that was on the left and then items in the middle. And then right now, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? So let's conserve all our money as much as possible. But this is where you just sprinkle in a little bit of that extra marketing, all right? But right now it's being prospecting based, marketing enhanced. In a booming, absolutely thriving market, and you know, the marketing will work very effectively, all right? I'm not saying marketing won't work very effectively now, except there's more efficient ways to get business in a shifting market, and that's being prospecting based. And just like I said, enhance your business with marketing. But I love the items in the middle though, because that is now business.
Yeah, yeah. And so this is intended, this slide, to be a marketing mastermind, and I'm going to change the way I'm looking at this, and I'm going to change this into statements. Know where the customer is and how to meet them there. Right? We're changing that from a question to a statement. Know where it is. So we know where they are. Right? We know where they are. Depends on what you're after. If you're after listings, it's for sale by owners and expired. Period. End of story. If you're after database, they're in your subdivisions, your neighborhoods. Go out there and meet them. Knock on their door. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So go out there and meet them. Walk your dog through the neighborhood, give a little wave hi, how's things going from a distance when they're out. You can still do this. As a matter of fact, you can do this more efficiently now than you ever had the opportunity to do this because everybody's outside. They're going crazy in their homes. Walk through your neighborhood. They're all out there. Communicate your value proposition. Okay? What is that value proposition? I am a buyer specialist. I am a listing specialist. I know how to find properties that are off market for investors. Whatever that is, make sure that you're communicating it verbally through your marketing material, your business card. Have it on the back. What do you do? What's your areas that you specialize in? What's the value that you bring into that opportunity? Come from contribution. Right? Connect in a meaningful way with people, right? I'm not posting a lot on Facebook right now, which is no different than I've ever been before. I don't post a lot on Facebook. When I do, it's usually not about real estate. It's about something meaningful, right? And that way, when I do add something about real estate, it's not offensive. Some people just real estate, pictures of the bathroom, pictures of this or that. And as I look at them as a realtor, I'm so disinterested. As somebody who has no interest, they're going to be completely disinterested. Put some good content in there that is uplifting, that is coming from contribution. Make your branding consistent with you, with your value proposition, with the neighborhoods that you represent, with the people you want to represent. And follow up with all the leads that are generated from your prospecting and that are generated from your marketing, no matter how small. Every lead is a great lead, right? So, and especially with the marketing, because you spend money for that, right? Follow up with every one. So John says, you know, you get a lead and 7 to 10 weeks from now, they actually sign a contract on it, and you think that's a great lead. So you may get a lead that's not doing anything for 5 years, but in 5 years, they're selling a $400,000 home to move into a $600,000 home. That's $1 million lead. If I gave you that and told you you're going to have a $30,000 commission in 5 years, would you be like, whatever, sure, and blow it off? Not so much, right? You would see the value in that. And let's say in 5 years, you've done such a great job in real estate that, you know what, you're just going to lean on your profit share and you're not going to sell any houses. That is part of your business that's saleable. It's part of your database. Here, this one's going to be in 5 years, they're doing this, right? Part of your database. You got notes in there. You have a way to follow up. You know how to follow up with them systematically, and you know what the payoff is to that. You know, it's a roadmap to $30,000. Who doesn't want that, right? A lot of people come into real estate from a job that they were making $30,000 a year. Here's one double-sided transaction, 30 grand. Not something to scoff at. Not something to, you know, to just leave in the wind. It's something that you really focus on. So, I'm gonna go to the next step here. We're not going to do the tech demo, which is going to be design templates. However, I do want you to focus on this. There's some links in this material, but look how beautiful that is. You know, it's a really gorgeous open house. And I've done a template for an open house, and it wasn't as pretty as that one. This one wasn't even in there. So daily and weekly and monthly, they're adding new designs. That is absolutely beautiful. So what's the purpose of making a flyer for an open house in Command? What is the purpose of doing that? I know it sounds obvious. Dig deeper.
I guess it can be shared. People can see it.
Yeah, so you can share it across multiple platforms, which is awesome, right? Through the internet, through Facebook, so on. And then what else can you do with it?
You could send it to your database right from there.
Directly. So again, tagging people. These are Coral Springs homeowners, right? I'm going to have a new listing in Coral Springs. I'm going to send this out. What does it tell them about me?
It
I'm
shows
listing and
them
selling.
how
I'm
I
active.
market your home.
It looks
So
very
sure. How about the one simple thing? I'm active. I'm listing properties. That is the number one thing, that I'm an active agent and I'm listing properties. Do I want them coming to my open house? Why not? And no. And sure. Doesn't matter. The whole point is they see that here's Mike Trelongo. He's listing properties. Cool. That's the whole purpose of this exercise. Now, what else am I going to do with these flyers that I created? Come on, guys.
What'd you say?
What else am I going to do with these flyers, these physical flyers that I've created?
Oh, door
I'm
knock
gonna
them.
go.
Hand them out.
Yeah, I'm going to go door knocking, right? I'm going to go door knocking. And when I door knock, do I leave a flyer on every door, or do I just leave those flyers with people that I actually physically met?
Every door.
Okay. Anybody
do.
else have an input? So
It depends.
I just give them to the people that I physically met. And I'm good with leaving them on every door too, because it also is conveying to somebody, and I like those connections that I've made. Right? The whole purpose of me is so I can drop a script and add somebody to my database. And you never know, Jennifer, if somebody pulls one of those flyers out of their door and goes, "Oh, this is an open house. You know, we were thinking of selling. We should probably go see what that house is about, what's going on with it, because it's similar to ours. And we maybe take a look at the agent and see if they're any good." So tremendous opportunity on both ends. And some people will say when you're door knocking, you do 25. All right, they say 5 to the right, 5 to the left, 5 across the street, 5 around the corner on this side, and 5 around the corner on the other side. And I like to do at least 50 contacts. And if it takes me, if I'm holding that house open on Sunday, and it takes me Friday night and Saturday to get to my 50, so be it. Right? But I like to hit 50 people. So that's another thing you can do with it. And we talked about the platforms that you can send it out there.
Mike, you know what? Let me just jump in with something. Just another little best practice. You know, even if you do print up a lot of these flyers, and let's, you know, I've put up just listed flyers and I've printed them up and had them professionally printed, and then the house sold in a couple days. Now I have a stack of marketing material, and that's fine. I keep that. I keep those. And what I do, I take. Oh, it disappeared. I take these flyers that I had from previous listings, and I put them in my listing packet. As you know, this is an example of some of the high quality print marketing that you're doing. So I keep those. I have a stack of them over here, and I just use that as these are my marketing samples. Remember, you're building your portfolio. Everything that you do, you're building a portfolio, right? I know Jennifer has ordered the magnets, the calendars, right? And I you know, she gave a bunch of those out, but she still has a bunch of those. I would put those in every single pre-listing. There you go. I put those in every single listing packet presentation. Give those out to everybody. It doesn't matter. You know, just get them out there. I have these little refrigerator magnets, right? That says "Don't forget" on there. It has me and my wife's picture on it, and it's just like little handwritten notes on there, right? And I love when I walk into one of my friends or family's houses or one of my past clients' homes and I see that they have it on their refrigerator. It's like, yeah, even though they may have just put it up 2 seconds before I walked in, and I don't care, right? It made me feel good for that second, right? But you're getting things out there and you're just constantly trying to stay top of mind. And I absolutely love, like I said, keep this stuff, put it out there for the future. You know, just this is a sample of what I do. Right, if you're doing a booth somewhere, if you're just doing a booth or something like that, for you know to market yourself, have a bunch of these as samples. Have all that promotional items as samples, just to show what you do. Right, people are going to be impressed just by seeing that you're doing stuff. I absolutely love the fact that we have designs in command that you can create. You can create it any way you want. You can create it to be specifically branded to you, right? Your message, your lifestyle, the neighborhood that you're going into. There's so many different things you can do that can convey your value and what you bring to the table. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. And there's lots of videos on YouTube about, and you know, from Jay Cermak, Lori Ballin, Scott Leroy Marketing, Marty Miller. There's so many of these guys that are out there making videos on how to do designs. And once you do a couple of them, you'll see how easy they are to do. And then they can easily be replicated. You have them saved. You just want to swap out the pictures. Great. You know, you can do that, but they're really, really easy. And I strongly encourage everyone to go in there and play around with designs.
So beyond encouraging them, we're going to give you some homework by Friday. I want you to go in to Command, and I want you to, if you look on your screen, this is a great opportunity to build a template of a design for your own neighborhood. So if you look at this, they've actually taken a Kelly snapshot and thrown it into the advertisement. Things are heating up, right, in Gem Heights. And it shows you Gem Heights with something from your Kelly snap. And it shows you the average listing price, the average sold price, how many properties are active, total properties pending, and average days on the market and average price per square foot. So if I'm sending that out to my neighborhood now, or dropping these flyers in people's doors with my card, this is telling them this is what's going on in their neighborhood. this is the best look at this you're going to get from anybody because I live here, right? And I'm going to connect this to brand it to me. I'm one of your neighbors, right? So by Friday, I want you guys to all have something like this done, right? With your own picture in there, with your own information in there, in a subdivision that you live in. I think that this is, with the videos and everything that's available, this is completely doable. And so everybody who's on this call, print out one. Get it done and print out one. Show me that you did it on Friday. Cool? Say yes. Everybody nod. Say, yeah, we can do this. We got it, Mike.
We got
Some
this,
of you
Mike.
are going to say, yeah, I'm not going to be on this call on Friday because I don't want to be there without my flyer. Whatever. Be there without your flyer. If you can't get it done, still be here, right? But how cool is that? I mean, it's giving you stats connected to the link with the Kelly app. This is a great piece. It's a great marketing piece for you to use.
Mike, do you have to be do you have to have a MLS account to do this?
So if you have a Kelly Snap, if you have a Kelly app, I should say, you actually don't need to belong to the board in order to get that information out.
Okay.
Hey, what's the Kelly Snap image?
So in your Kelly app, have you messed around in there at all?
A little bit.
So if you had your Kelly app open and you said, you pushed the little microphone button and press, let me see if Kelly will work with me right now. Because
Market
Kelly
snapshot, right? You would say market snapshot.
So yeah, and so you'd log into your Kelly app, okay? And it needs my face to do that.
And then the speaker button.
And then,
And then the speaker button and say snap.
Snap.
Say the word snap. And then send that.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Pretty cool, right? So now you have a neighborhood snapshot of wherever you are in the world, in North America, I should say, of your market. So
you know what I love to do when someone says to me, hey, how's the market? The question we always get, how's the market? We're like, well, let's find out. Break out your phone and just say, what's your zip code? Where do you live? 33071. Kelly, snap 33071. And you'll get specific to that zip code, and then you can share it to them. And the funny thing is, it's fully branded to you, your name, your picture, and everything like that. But you're giving them real-time stats of their zip code, of their neighborhood, right? You can actually go give specific neighborhoods as well. I like doing the zip code for something like this, but you can actually give them pretty specific information. How many homes are on the market? What's the average list price? What's the average sale price in the area? Call me to discuss more. All right. But I love that. Hey, how's the market? Well, let's find out. Right. Snap 33071.
all right, guys. So this is the part where we normally hand it over to Justin if we were in the office. And I want you to go around into Command and play around with the social media the social media part. Figure out how you would make an ad, what it would look like. And if you're up to the task, make an ad for yourself, right? Watch the videos. So everything that you would have been taught, Jay has already taught in a video that you can pause and replay wherever you get stuck. And you can make your own ad. You can do this today. I know that you guys have really solid schedules today and you're just kind of busy with other things. And I'm being sarcastic. You have time. Make an ad today. Okay? So is there anything that, and I'm hoping that it was, so did any of this jog some things in your thought process, give you some, like what are some of the ahas to what we've done at this point? It's the way you think about marketing, the way you think about opportunities that you didn't know you had, something.
I mean, I love your description of the things in the middle. That's kind of both a little bit of marketing and prospecting that can kind of, we can streamline and focus on to get business right now. That was great.
Yeah, right now business is a big key, and I'm glad that that was helpful to you. And I know that that's where a lot of my business came from. And what else has your mindset changed, guys, about what we've covered today that has changed your mindset around a couple of things or changed your thinking about certain things that are marketing or prospecting?
I'll have to say that I just started in the beginning of April with the company, but through all of the videos that I've seen, through everyone that's been speaking, it's great to show that we're there to be able to help someone else. Not necessarily, I mean, we're looking for business, but to or to promote ourselves as being able to help someone else, whether it be right now or when things change within the market, and to really be able to put ourselves and our name out there, and really to work together. I can't tell you how much I've seen with everyone speaking in the company, to really be able to help everyone else out and work together with ideas and stuff. I really have liked that. So
Fantastic. That's a great takeaway. How will, based on today's activities and what we've done, who will change their behaviors slightly or completely in the things that you're doing, and what will you do?
I will work on command a little bit more for sure.
Yeah.
We can all do that.
We all
There's
yeah.
not one of us who's crushing it in command right now.
I definitely would like to start my own networking.
Oh,
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, can I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to show something. Let's see. I think I have to do that. And let's see if I can share my screen. I want to share something with you guys. And Jen, this is that Facebook page we looked at yesterday about the agent over in North Carolina. So
I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it?
I haven't pushed share button yet.
Oh, okay.
I still have his page up, John. That's what I'm working on today.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see this Facebook page here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is an agent who I've been coaching, and he's over in just outside of Charlotte. I think I mentioned him yesterday in this class. He is brand new in this business. When I say brand new, he's 8 months into this business. He's already sold 13 homes this year alone. The guy's absolutely crushing it. He sent me an email yesterday saying, hey, I already sold 13 homes. I want to help me to make it 33 homes, right? You want to talk about someone who's thinking bigger in a downturn market, in a down market right now. He is absolutely crushing it, and he's still thinking bigger. He just got laid off from his full-time job, because you hear what I said, this isn't his full-time job. He sold 13 homes this year already, all right? This isn't his full-time job. And he just got laid off from his full-time job. And now he said, you know what? I'm thrust into this. I'm playing this game all in right now at a high level. But I want to show you, he's using command at a high level. He's not spending money on too many ads. He's not spending money on postcards or marketing. He's focusing a lot on social media. All right. And I just want to show you this. Remember we talked about yesterday, 80-20, right? Have a healthy mix of business and personal stuff. All right. You don't want to be only business, but you don't want to be only personal either. All right. So he goes in here. He has this professional headshot up here. Some things, personal stuff, whatever, pictures of the kids and so forth. Maynard Realty team at Keller Williams. He has a little video right here from his blog that he put together. All right, he went to this thing. Okay, some things about his kids. This is a house that he closed on. A little funny thing about neighbor's house got TP'd, and now it's worth $12 million. All right, but look at this. I love this, and he did this several times over the last couple of weeks. How's the market? And he got this from Designs, and then he put this into. He went to the MLS. He put in Designs, went to the MLS, and got the active homes, the closed homes, the pending sales. So how's the market? 169 new listings, 191 new contracts, 146 new closings within the last 24 hours. Remember, everything tells a story. That slide, that post right there tells a very powerful story, right? That and this was April 8th. This is a couple days ago.
Scroll down to April 7th. That one looks even like cleaner and easier to read, I think.
Yeah, let's see. He said there was one on April 7th.
There.
Yeah. How's the market? This is how's the market on April 7th, the day before, 24 hours, 171 listings, 204 contacts, 171 closings. You know, he's not advertising himself all the time, right? He does have something here where someone said, man, Eric is amazing. Eric is absolutely awesome, right? I love this picture. He has a sold house, but look where he is. He's hiding. It's not about him, right? Eric's hiding out in the background with his arms up. It's all about his clients. He's taking a customer, an agent first approach. Look at this. Proof is in the pudding. 180 homes went under contract in the last 24 hours. A little bit about Eric, you know, so he has a lot of great things on here, and they're simple things, but he's providing value to the friends and family that he has in his in his market. You know what I mean? You want to model yourself kind of after something like this. So where your personal Facebook has some business, not all business. And then have your business Facebook page where it has mostly business and some personal things. Okay, I want to see what his business page looks like. All right, I know that this is all from command. As soon as you log on to his page, he's over here, has a pop-up thing saying, how can I help you? What are you looking for specifically? He has his buyer's consultation, schedule and home equity consultation right here. All right, just door knocked this entire neighborhood. He made some quick videos in here. So I mean, he has things in here, and he's being very intentional. This is the Kelly video, the designs video about his neighborhood, right? But he has things in here constantly, and he's being very purposeful and intentional about getting that message out to the people that's on his Facebook page. All right. I think this is a great example. I know I shared this with Jen yesterday. This is a guy that's been doing it for 8 months, right? Already sold 13 homes, right? In that in his market center, that's rookie of the year stuff right there. All right, that's rookie of the year numbers. So strongly encourage everyone, go into command, go into those pages. Designs, create your own designs, create your own flyers, and not only create them, but share them with the world, share them with everybody. All right. The picture that he had with the sold sign with him and his clients in front, I don't know if he did, but he could tag them on those pictures and on that post. And then when they start sharing it, it goes out to their friends and their family, right? Everyone that clicks and likes it, I invite them, you know, when I do that, I invite them to my page. So he posts a home, hey, I just bought my first house, and then Aunt Sally goes ahead and says, congratulations on your first house. I'm gonna click like on Aunt Sally's thing, and then I'm gonna invite Aunt Sally to my business page. All right. So be clever, be smart with things like that, be creative, but bigger than anything, be out there. Let people know what you're doing. Don't be that secret agent. We have a huge amount of tools between designs, and I know there's something else that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks to help you with your marketing a little bit more. But take advantage of the stuff. Put it out there. Get your message. Get your word out there. All right.
I just want to share, I've been really active in Facebook and posting things like that. And I have been getting text messages from friends and family like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing so good. Like, how can you help me? But I'm breaking myself into Instagram more too. So if you have an Instagram account, definitely get your stuff on Instagram, because I took a class last week the board offered, and the woman who taught the class was saying that the majority of millennials and people who are actively looking to buy right now are on Instagram looking for those influencers who are going to help them find their next home or their first home. So if that's what you're trying to target is, you know, new buyers, first time home buyers, Instagram is definitely a place to be on.
Hey, Jen.
And make your posts simple. Like these people, the millennials, like Alan, you seem young. You're probably a millennial. You could probably.
I am. You got to do TikTok too, guys. You got to do TikTok too, guys. Look up TikTok.
But honestly, like people don't want, like millennials don't want to read like a long, lengthy, like Facebook style. Like it needs to be like 1 or 2 lines, like quick read for them.
Infographic.
My best friend is working on my bio to make it a 1-2 sentence because she said, no, you got to think like the millennials. I'm like, I don't know how they think. Help me. You're with them.
You have a 17-year-old son who's hopefully like leading the way for me on Instagram. So I'm kind of like just letting him, I'm making the things in command and I'm going to let him just run with my Instagram account.
That's literally the best thing you could do.
Yeah, of course he's asking me to go.
Good stuff.
Ain't no better.
All right, guys. So how do we win today? So I'm going to give you a couple of action items. This is how you win today. All right. So we can talk about a month from now, a week from now, weeks from now. I want you to focus on winning today, and that is make 10 contacts, make 10 phone calls. Add 10 people today. Okay. Some. Just do it, question mark. A lot of people want to know that. It's a tremendously positive and powerful post. If you want to go ahead and take that and put that into your Facebook and run it as an ad and go through the video, cool. But very least, add 10 contacts, have 10 conversations, get some handwritten notes out there, and preview. If you're not previewing homes, preview your MLS homepage. See what the market's doing. See how many new properties came off, see how many new expired, how many are back on the market, how many had price increases, how many had price decreases. Know your market. Okay? So any final questions, ahas, or anything before we wrap up because we're ran over anyways? I must have taught an awesome class. Nobody has any questions. So, yeah. So, listen, I love it when that happens. Because normally I have to say, you know, if you like the class, I'm Mike Trelongo. If you didn't like it, we'll say I'm Robert Cavucci then because he's not here. So, yeah.
I'm always good for a question. You said preview homes. Can we still go actively previewing vacant homes?
You can, and you can do that virtually as well. Okay. Right? Because at the very least, you have pictures. At the very best, there's a Matterport. In the middle of the road, there's a virtual tour. So you still have the ability to see what's going on in your market.
What previewing homes means is knowing your inventory, knowing what's out there.
You want to focus locally to your subdivisions and then expand out from there. So first, home, or if it's not home, in the market you intend to work in, your farm, because you don't have to farm at home, although it's a great idea because those people that you want to have in your circle and you want to influence and you want them to be influenced by you, and then expand out from there to areas that you want to work. Right, because some people live in Coral Springs, but they want to sell luxury homes on the beach. And cool, know that inventory. All right.
All
right, guys. Anything?
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Mike and John. I've been learning a lot the past week or so, maybe 2. And my notebook is almost filled with so many notes. And you know, being new at this, I used to do real estate over 13 years ago, but coming back into the business, and it's so techy. It's so much different from 13 years ago when it comes to the tech. But the negotiation is still the same, and the face-to-face dealing with customers is the same. It has not changed. But I've learned a lot, and what I've learned, and my highest moment is that if you want to run your business properly, it's command is the it to go to know it like the palm of your hand. So that's my goal, to get to know command well, so I could run my business properly.
Good deal. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a big thing you should have gotten out of today. So I'm glad you're enjoying. I'm glad that that we're forcing you into a new notebook. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? All right, guys.
I'm
Get
gonna
out
go
there,
jump in
get
on
it
that
done.
guy's page and learn his stuff.
Good stuff. Good
All
stuff.
right.
All right,
Have a
guys.
great day.
Make it a great day. Call us with anything we can help with, okay?
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you, Michael.